Hey everybody, Nicholas, one of the partners of and Sales here, getting back at the social media topic. Secrets for the gift and home industry is going to be our topic for today. And we are so fortunate to be back with Kaylee, the founder and owner of Paired Up Social, who is going to continue on giving us her best tips and tricks for the industry. Um, Hey, Kaylee, thank you again for joining us. Here
Hey.
you are. Um, yeah, so we're gonna dive into some of the secret methods of
Yeah.
of reaching the people we want to reach. Yeah, how to sneak around. Um, and just some of the ways, we're a collaborative industry, and we have our vendors, we have our reps, we have our retailers, and each one plays a vital role. And let's talk about how, yeah, how can we work together to push a brand, to help the retailer sell through, to promote the sales rep, all of those things, because they're each key parts, but they're trying to push an overall brand, right?
Yeah. It's the most important, other than consistency. It's the most important thing is to collab in as many ways as you possibly can. Because you're going to reach more people that way. So figuring out ways and have strategy with ways to do that. So when it comes to the gift and home industry, and you're talking about retailers, we're talking about reps, vendors, all of that together. In the end, your main goal as a retailer is to bring people into the store. Your goal as a vendor is to get people to go into the store.
Yeah.
If you're a rep, you want people to go into the store.
Right.
So again, it is all the same goal. It just needs to be maybe tweaked in the way that you word your captions and the way you kind of put it together. But like, for example, with and sales, we will take a product and we will utilize it like somebody that would walk into the retail store and then post it that way, because that's still helping for brand awareness on the whole thing. Product,
Yeah.
vendor, we've just covered all bases. Now, do we do that on every post? No, but the main goal is to bring awareness to the product and the store, and to make sure people know where they can buy that at, whether we have a way for them to buy it or not. So, and then another part of that is, okay, so let's say, for example, a lot of your guys' clients, right? When we're doing a product, Paloma, for example, which if you go to our social media, we have several posts on there. I'm not exactly sure when this video is going to go live, so I'm not going to say today. But we put together a video, we tag them as collaborators. Okay, so that's a step up from tagging. Okay, so I'm going to show you this really quick. I'm jumping ahead, Camilla, sorry about that. But you want to maximize reels. So if you're tagging somebody, yes, they can share it to their story,
Hmm.
but they can't. But here's the thing: a lot of people don't utilize social media the way they should be. So you're not going to get all of your clients to play ball on this, and it's because
Right.
it's a time now where hey, if you could say, we're going to create this post for you, all we need you to do is accept collaboration, and it shows up like you posted it, you had a win-win there. You're helping them with content as well. It's a value add for what you can offer a client.
Yeah.
The reason I have this page up here, Nick, is because a lot of people know how to tag, and you
Hmm.
go tag people when you're posting something. And now when you pull that up, there's another spot right on the right where it says invite collaborator. And that's what you want to do if you want it to show up on their page. Now, you're going to have to hope that they accept collaboration, because
Right.
you into that where maybe they won't accept it or they don't know how to accept it. All it is a notification that shows up, like somebody commented on your post. It'll say, and sales asked you to collaborate, review, and you hit review, and then you could either accept or deny. You may not want it on your feed. That's kind of up to you. But as a business owner, whether it's gift and home industry, whether you're a retailer, vendor, rep, you should be utilizing this as much as possible, because then when this video shows up in their feed, it's like they posted it, then and sales is getting in front of their eyeballs. So who knows who they're following or who's following them that could then become a customer for you in the long run. So cross promotional pushes the build visibility, more brand awareness, a potential for more customers to come in. So it's just, again, a big circle that you're wanting to do and make sure you stay on top of.
So don't go don't go trying to collaborate with the biggest, influencers out there, because they're not going to accept, obviously. They have no reason to, but do collaborate with the businesses that are truly relevant and always accept the and sales collaborations, right?
Yeah. So no, that's a great question, because it's better to break it down that way. If you're working with the client, tag them as a collaborator. If it's just somebody that's utilizing the product and you've asked them if you can use them in the video, you might want to let them know you're tagging them as a collaborator, and then maybe they'll collaborate, whether they're a big influencer or not. Now, most of the time, if you're collaborating with a big influencer, they're expecting some money.
Yeah,
long run, right? But but you can still throw it out there and see what happens. I do that a lot with products where I'm like, hey, I bought this really cute outfit or whatever, and it's from this place. I'll add you as a collaborator. You can use it if you want to use it, that kind of stuff. But most of the time you want to at least know and work with those people so that they're not like, who is Ann Sales, or who is, this company or person who's trying to collab with me.
Yeah, absolutely. But they should always accept the and sales request to collab, correct?
Always.
Always.
That is number one. We got to get that collaboration.
If you get nothing else out of this,
always collab with and sales.
Always collab with and sales. Let's talk about, this is something that's come up, geo-targeting, how it works, how can a vendor use this? I've made a sale. A vendor is now going to be, or a retailer is now going to be carrying my vendor's product in their store. How can we push traffic to that store? How can a retailer geo-target to their relevant customers?
Yeah, this is a really great question. It does get a little bit more complicated. So if you're a business and you are running ads on Facebook and Instagram or TikTok or wherever you're running ads, that's where you can actually geo-target with your ads. So let's say you have now a vendor that's got products in the stores, and you would want to target where those stores are located. But it would have to be with advertising. Now it doesn't mean you can't help the algorithm along with organic social media, which means no ads.
Mm-hmm.
You can, and there's a way to do that by, when you're going to the post, there's ad location. So what, you can only add one location, but maybe you add a location to one of the stores. So then Facebook and Instagram know, okay, the people around this area need to see this post. So that's what I would suggest in the organic side of things. But when you're doing any type of advertising, you should be geo-targeting and around stores, for retail stores, especially local. They're not big, stores.
Right.
You're going to want to do anywhere from about 5 to 10 miles around your store. Now, if you're in a smaller town and maybe it's not DFW Metroplex, you might want to do 15 to 30 miles, since more people will come from farther away. But you want to stay below that 29, 30 miles for targeting.
Gotcha. And I think it is such a great thing, because we don't need, especially if we're spending the dollars, we don't need to be reaching everybody that's not going to end up coming in. Yep. Right. But it's also a great tool for a vendor to use.
Yes.
As they're building their brand, to utilize those store locations and get those turns. Right.
Yeah. It's all value add for what you can bring to them.
Yeah.
So it helps.
Yep. Let's talk about engagement and giveaways, and what can we do to boost those things, and what strategies do you recommend?
Yeah, so I think giveaways can be a really lucrative tool to do once every If you're a retail store, I would do it once a month. If you are, a vendor or a rep, maybe once every 3 to 6 months, if that even. It really depends. It's more going to be for the retailer. But you can do stuff like, for example, you could give away a $500 Amazon gift card. That's a lot. Or you could do $100 Amazon gift card. And then that's just to build a following so that people are coming to your page to see what you're about. So some of that's going to be just building your follower count and building the potential for more eyeballs that are going to come to your page. So you may give away something like that, or you could give away a gift card to the store, or you give away a product. And again, I utilize giveaways on these social platforms to just bring new people to the page, because you never know who's going to stick. It could be I'm giving away all this stuff and they may unfollow after. They may.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend the Amazon gift cards. I would
Well,
recommend
yeah, okay, yeah. That was
more store or product related or discounts. But what I guess what
or
does
tickets to like the Cubs or the White Sox opening day, since you're in
Hey,
Chicago.
you give away opening day tickets and I'm there.
Yeah.
But what kinds of, like, how do you put that together? Like how's that post work that I'm going to do a giveaway? Can I require or request certain actions?
Yep.
How's that work? Does
So
it
a
work
lot of the times
collaborations?
we do it as a on one or the other. So we do it Facebook or Instagram. I rarely do them together because of the fact that that's confusing and that's more steps and you're going to lose people. So
Okay.
let's say we're just strictly on Instagram. You could say, hey, to enter this giveaway, you have to like our page, and maybe you're collabing with a vendor, maybe you're going to do a collab. You can say, but you also have to like their page, and then you have to tag somebody in the comments. So that that's how I would do it. And for an extra entry, you can share it to your stories. That's kind of a way you can set it up. Just make sure that at the bottom of the caption you say, this is not partnership with Facebook or Instagram. This is separate. This is not with them. You got to have that in there. But that's kind of how I would do it. I make it simple. Tag somebody, like our page or like another page as well. And if you want to add another one, share it to your stories.
That's great. That's a great tip, and it's a way to grow the following of potentially 2 or more brands, right?
Mm-hmm.
The product, the rep group, and the retailer, and get
Yep.
those product turns.
Yeah, it really is something that can be just a small thing that you do that could really bump you up. Because I mean, some giveaways, but you want to make sure you're giving away something that people are going to really want. You don't want to throw up something that you're like, hey, I don't want to spend a lot of money on this, or I don't want to give away too much. I mean, if you're going to do it, you got to do it.
Yeah, invest.
Mhm.
It's another ad marketing tool,
Yes.
right? So it needs to be invested in. That makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. So it's a really good idea to do that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Well, we got a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of podcasts. So we've got Christmas. The Super Bowl is Christmas. I like to tag it like that.
Yes, in our
January.
industry where Christmas is a January deal.
Yeah, so you're not going to want to miss that. We'll have that coming up where we're going to talk about, as retailers and, the gift and home industry in general. A lot of what you do is done in January, and how you can still plan out a year of content with that kind of stuff.
Yes, and it is all about that planning. I mean, that's one of the great messages I'm getting from this is planning and consistency. So, Kaylee, you know what? I just so appreciate you, and I appreciate your business. I'm gonna once again recommend that everybody check the description at the bottom of our video. Of course, look for and sales on social media, but also look for Paired Up Social. You can connect directly with Kaylee and her team. For those looking, I mean, just such a great company to help you out with things. So there's their info. Be sure to reach out. And once again, I thank everybody for joining us, and we'll see you soon.